a leaf rubbing. And we're going to be putting our leaf under our paper, putting our paper on top of it, and then using crayon to show all the textures that are underneath on the leaf. So you're going to hold your crayon flat like this, so it's laying on the paper. You don't want it to be with the tip down, you want it to be sideways. Then you're going to press it down. You're not going to roll it because nothing's going to show up if you roll it. So press it down with your 2 fingers, and it's going to reveal the texture of the leaf that's underneath. Now, if you use a white crayon, and you do the same thing, so I'm just going to move my paper, I can feel that my leaf is right under here. I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm not going to be able to see where the crayon is leaving marks until I paint it later using some watercolor paints. So I have one leaf that's over here. I'm going to do one more on this side. Okay, so now I've got my rubbings done, and I'm going to use some liquid watercolor to paint on my paper. Wherever the wax is, where the crayon is, it's not going to smudge, it's not going to mix together, because wax acts almost like a raincoat for the paper, and it's going to keep any of the paint from getting on the paper where the wax is. So right here and right here, I actually have leaf rubbings with white paint, with white crayon, which you can see a little bit when it mixed with the black crayon, but you can't really see it that well. And when I paint over there, then you're going to see where the white part of the crayon is, because the paper is going to color, but the white areas are going to stay white. So let's see what that looks like. And you're going to do this on your papers as well. So I'm going to take my yellow liquid watercolor and paint my leaf. And you can see where the crayon is starting to push away some of the paint. Okay, so I've painted with the yellow, and you can see where the crayon is pushed away some of the yellow, and you can see a little bit of white. Let's try it with a darker color. So I'm going to add a little bit of green to my tray. I'm going to have a warm colors tray and a cool colors tray. Put a little bit of green in there and see how it shows up. And I'm brushing very lightly, and I'm spreading the paint as far as it will go. And you can see that a little bit easier. As I brush my liquid watercolor paint, the leaf shape starts to show up, because now where the crayon is white, and now my paper is green. So I'm going to continue adding colors to my paper, coloring in my leaves, coloring in the shapes, and I'm even going to blend some colors. So I'm going to take my tray, add some more yellow, and then I'm going to add some red, because red and yellow make orange, and red, yellow, and green will make brown, which is another color for fall leaves. So I'm going to take this, paint some of this in my leaf. See how it's mixing together a little bit? So where the green and yellow overlap, we get this beautiful yellow-green color. And on this side, if I add a little bit of red, I'll get this beautiful orangey red color. And I can blend it in to the yellow. Look how beautiful that looks. I can add a little bit of it to my yellow leaf over here, and look, that's even making the white show up even more. So let's add some more of that and see what that's going to look like. So maybe I'll change the color of my white leaves to this reddish orange yellow color, because the yellow by itself didn't really show the details enough. So there's a good tip for you. If you have white leaves that you did, yellow is too light to use by itself. But now I'm going to go back and get some more yellow. I'm going to paint some mixed colors around the outside. And I'm going to just fill my paper with fall leaf colors. It almost looks like ketchup and mustard, doesn't it? All right, so here's my finished picture. I'm going to slide my paper over so you can see. So when I have my trays like this, this is my red, this is my yellow and green. If I had my yellow and green, let me put a little bit more in, and I stirred them up, this is what I don't want you to do. Then I only can do one color with this. Now I only have this yellow-green color, which is really pretty. I'll add some in there. But then I can't make other colors on my paper with the color. I don't have my yellow anymore, right? And I don't have my dark green anymore. So you want to try to keep your colors separated. Even if they're on the same tray and they're almost touching, I don't want you to stir them. I want you to keep them separated. So you have one little blob of yellow and one blob of green so that you can experiment with them. And I really like how that looks. And that way, if somebody at your table too isn't done yet with using yellow and you just want to use a yellow-green, you don't want to mix it because they're still working with it, right? All right, and I want to show you one last thing, which is when you take green and you put green on red, it starts to turn the red a little bit darker, and it can turn it brown. So if you want to add little details to your leaves, like your leaf is starting to turn brown, like I'm doing right now, then you can add a little bit of green onto the red. But you want to be careful not to mix it in with your paint too much, because then your colors are all going to turn brown in your trays. Like these colors would turn brown. Okay, are you ready to get started? I think you must be. Okay, so enjoy your project, and I hope yours comes out as beautiful as you wish.